Okay, number 10 says find the perimeter of a square if one side of the square is 2m squared plus 6m. So remember, one good strategy to do is to draw a picture. So we're talking about a square. And what do they tell me about that square? 2m squared plus 6m is what? Goes on the side, okay? If that is 2m squared plus 6m, what else do we know?
The other side is the same.
The other side is the same because it is a square. Remember, the other side is the same. What's the key word on this one? Perimeter. Keyword is perimeter. What does that mean to do?
The whole side.
Good. Add all. Add all these sides. Okay, add all the sides. So depending on whether you're a very visual person or not, you would need to put 2m squared plus 6m all the way around to help you see that, okay? Because perimeter, you're adding all of them. All right, remember when you add, you're combining like terms. So what goes with 2m squared? All the 2m squareds, okay? All the 2m squareds go together. And we're adding that, which gives me 8. Good, 8m squared. When you're adding, absolutely do not disturb the exponents. And then what goes with 6m? All the other 6m's. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6? 24. And what goes next to that? M. Okay. So that's your answer, number 10. Number 11, find the perimeter of the trapezoid. What's the key word? Perimeter. And what does perimeter mean? Add all the sides, okay? What goes with 2a squared?
4a squared.
4a squared, which gives you
6a squared.
6a squared. Okay, so those two are done. What goes with 3ab? Very good. Negative 5ab. Make sure you're saying that negative. So it's 3 plus negative 5, negative 2ab. And then 6b squared, 3b squared, which is 9b squared. Okay, so that's your answer to that one. 6 and plus 3.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh.
Yep. Yep.
For number 10, why don't we combine the 24? Wait, never mind.
Okay, 3 more. Flip it over. No. Number 12, if the perimeter of a triangle is 10x plus 5y, find the measure of the third side. If the perimeter of the triangle is 10x plus 5y, find the measure of the third side. 10x plus 5y, does that go right here? Should I write it next to this side?
No.
No, what is 10x plus 5y? It's your answer, right? It's your total. It's the whole thing. So let's see what we have so far. We have 3x and 5x, which is... We have 8x. So we have 3x and 5x, which is 8x. And we need how many total? 10. So we need how many more? 2. We need 2 more x's. So let's double check that. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 2 more gives us 10. Okay? All right, let's look at our y's. We have 4y minus y. There's a 1 right here. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we have 3 y's right now. How many do we need total? 5. Well, we need 5 total, so we need how many more? 2. 2 more. So again, we've double checked that. 4 plus 2 is 6, minus 1 would give you 5. Okay, so that one you got to work backwards.
Wait, that's all?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right, 13. The area of a rectangle is 30a squared b cubed minus 60ab squared plus 42b. Find the width of the rectangle if the length is 6b. Okay, what's the key word in this one? Okay, find the width. That's important. What else? The area. Okay, write this down, please. Area equals, how do you find the area of a rectangle? That's triangle for a rectangle. Length times width. Okay? All right, so the area of a rectangle is length times width, right? Okay, so look, do we know the area?
Yes.
Very good. The area is that whole thing. Do we know the length? Yes, the length is 6b. Do we know the width? No. Okay. So, if I knew the area and I knew the length, I want to get width. If I want to get this by itself, I would take the area and Remember, this is multiplying. What's the opposite of multiply? Divide. So I need to take the area and divide by the length, okay? So this is my area. This is my area, this whole thing, and I need to divide by the length. What did they say the length was? 6b. The length is 6b. Okay, so I'm going to put 6b under all of these. Put 6b under all of these. Okay, and I'm dividing. 30 divided by 6. 5. I'm going to drop down a squared because there's not an a in the bottom. So I'm going to drop down a squared. What do I need to do with b cubed? Good. Subtract it by 1. So b squared. Okay. All right. In the middle, negative 60 divided by 6. Negative 10. Drop down the a. Good. And then there'll be 1b left because you'll do 2 minus 1, which is 1. All right. And then 42 divided by 6. 7. And remember, when you subtract 1 and 1, you get 0, so you wouldn't put anything with it. Okay. What does this represent?
The length.
It represents the width. Okay. All right. Last one, 14. Find the volume of a cube if one side measures x plus 1. What's the key word on this? Volume and cube. Good. Anybody remember how to find volume? Good. So volume is length times width times height. And what's special about a cube? They're all the same. So a cube's like a dice, right? They're all the same. So this is going to be x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. And that's where, I want to show you this real quick. You don't need to know this, but this is where, if I write this 3 times, it's the same as x plus 1. What do we call that in math? Instead of saying to the 3rd power, you could say it is cubed. That's where it comes from. Because in a cube, you multiply it 3 times by itself. So that's where that came from, why you call it a cube. Okay? Okay, yes, good question. So we did one of these on the front side of the paper. Remember, you do the first 2 parentheses first using a box. So x and 1, x and 1. All right, x times x, x squared. Remember, you put your 1's in front if you need to. X times 1 is 1x, or you can just put x. 1 times x is x. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. Okay, so if I'm going to write this, it'd be x squared. Came from that one. What do I do with these two? Add them, which is 2x. And then plus 1. Okay. I'm not done. All I've done is these first 2 parentheses. Do I still have another parenthesis to do? Yep, so that's where I draw this. Okay, that's where I draw this. All right, what has to go down the side? X and a 1. So we're doing that 3rd parenthesis, x and 1. Okay. All right, so in the first box, what do I put in the first box? Close. Good. X cubed. You got to add those. Okay. And then x times 2x. 2x squared. X times 1. Just x. 1 times x squared. X squared. 1 times 2x. 1 times 1. 1. All right. So my final answer. X to the 3rd. What do you have to do on the diagonals? Add them. Remember, think about that as a plus sign right there. So this is 1 plus 2, just 3x to the 2nd. What else do I have? 2x plus, which is 3x, and then last is 1. Okay.